Ladies and gentlemen, like and share the show. Y'all know what it is. It's Monday Night Madness. We got plenty to talk about. You see the heading. We will have highlights. We got some up-to-the-minute news, debate topics coming up. I am your host, Andre the Torch Robinson, the fire starter. Get your like and share on right now. We will talk NFL. We will talk the NBA Finals. We also got some debate topics. And I got the number one sports family in the world with me. Second to none. Like and share. We'll get this thing going in just a moment. Put it in the comment section right now if you're ready for some Monday Night Madness. I see my man BJ Samuels already got jokes. He said it's Monday afternoon madness. Real cute. I could dig it. As long as we got some madness involved. I'm good with it. Thank you, everybody that's tuned in right now. Come on, let's share this show. Get this joint shared up. All right. Yeah, I know what it is. Let's go. What's up, everybody? What's up? I see Eric Mann's up in the building. The Deadeye is in the building. The statistician guru. I see Marcus the Alphabet's on here. He ready for a debate. Me and him got a debate that's about to go down in a little bit. Dalton Smith, D-Man Smith is in the building. Ron Thomas, Flying High Podcast is in the building. Ethan Tweedy is also in the building. You can't see him, but you will hear him, of course. All right. Let's like and share this show.
This is not an alcoholic. This is not an alcoholic beverage, guys. This is peach punch, okay? FCC Airways. I got you. I'm here for you.
All right.
Appreciate that vote of confidence.
Anyway, so time to run down the scores from this week. Obviously, the Broncos 37, the Jets 28. Melvin Gordon sealed the Broncos' first win of the season with a 43-yard touchdown run. Obviously, the Broncos get on the winning trail. All right. The Bengals. It's about time. It's about time. Joe Burrows got his first win as an NFL quarterback behind Joe Mixon's behind Joe Mixon's 3 touchdowns that he had in this game. 33-25 over the hapless Jaguars.
Say that again.
33-25 over the hapless Jaguars, by the way. We got another game coming up that we will talk about later on. We will not talk about this game until later. But the Browns, 49. The Dallas Cowboys, 38. OBJ tallied 3 touchdowns in this game. The Saints, 35. Lions, 29. Drew Brees and Traequan Smith connected on 2 touchdown passes in this one. Seahawks, 31. Dolphins 23. Wilson continues to get hot. Continues to be hot as his team is undefeated. Threw for 360 yards and 2 touchdowns in this one. The Tampa Bay Bucks. Brady slings 5 touchdown passes after giving up a pick 6 to win 38-31. Justin Herbert looked really good in this one, though. He looked really good, folks. The Ravens 31-17 over the Washington football team. That's WFT, not WTF, okay? 31-17, though. Lamar Jackson cashes in on 3 touchdowns against the Washington football team. All right. The Panthers 31-21 over the Cards.
Damn.
As you saw, Teddy Bridgewater's 3 touchdown day put the Panthers over the Cardinals. All right. The Vikings beat up on the Texans 31-23. And from what just took place, we have breaking news, folks. Breaking news. Bill O'Brien has been fired.
Yes.
He has been fired.
That'd be the coach and the GM.
Yeah, that would be the coach and the GM. Absolutely. The Rams 17-9 over the Giants, the little Giants. Golden Tate and Jalen Ramsey ended up having some post-game squabble after the game. Rams are 3-1. The Colts 19-11 over the Bears. All right. Rivers connected with Ollie Cox for the first score of the game and never looked back. All right. The Buffalo Bills 30-23 over the Raiders in Las Vegas. Cole Beasley goes head over heels for a touchdown grab. Now, in Sunday Night Football, the Eagles pull off the incomparable. They get on the board with a win over the 49ers.
And all of a sudden, they're in first place.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, they're in first place. All right, so let's talk about a couple of these games real quick. First and foremost, let's talk about the Saints-Lions game. Dalton Smith, how did you feel about this game? And let us know what your thoughts were, Saints fan.
Well, at first, when you saw beginning, Drew Brees didn't look so good. And defense, well, I mean, defense started pretty good at the beginning, but at the end, I mean, they kind of fell, but somehow the Saints won.
Tell them how you really feel, Dalton.
That's what I said. I mean, I really didn't like it, though. I'm just glad my team finally won. That's all I got to say.
All right, interesting. Drew Brees, let's see. Drew Brees had how many yards? For those who are watching right now, how many yards did Drew Brees throw for? Put it in the comment section if you know. I'm not going to tell you. I'll tell you Matthew Stafford went 17-31, 206, 3 touchdowns and an interception, was sacked 3 times, but had a quarterback QBR 75.4. Adrian Peterson, the guy who says he wants to play till after he's 40, had 11 carries, 36 yards and a touchdown. In this game, Kenny Golladay had 4 catches, 62 yards and a touchdown for the Lions, who fall to 1-3. Emmanuel Sanders had 93 yards catching on 6 catches. He was targeted 9 times. Alvin Kamara being special. 19 carries, 83 yards. That sounds like my birthday, 1983. Yeah, we like it. And a touchdown. Latavius Murray also had 2 touchdown runs in this game. 14 carries, 64 yards. And the Saints improved to 2-2. Does anybody know what
Yes.
Drew Brees threw for?
Yes. 246 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception with a 116.4 rating.
All right, there we go. Sounds good for the statistician guru. All right. Good job. Dog, let me ask you this question. What do you think the Saints need to work on next week?
Well, honestly, they need to work on defense. Other receivers got to step up. And, Drew Brees got struggled in the beginning, though, but they'll need to do better. I mean, secondaries, linebackers, and stuff.
Okay.
And by the way, I don't care what anyone says, though, but Sean Payton, he still needs to work on play calling. That's all I got to say.
What happened? Who's supposed to be calling the plays out there in Saints land?
For offense?
Yeah, for the offense.
Sean Payton's doing the play calling.
Let me ask everybody else. Marcus, do you think that there are good play callers out there in New Orleans?
Yes. I just think, look, a lot of teams are dealing with injuries. And it always amazes me when people say, well, just next man up. I'm going to say this one. I've said it once and I'll say it again. There's reasons why people are starter, why a person is a starter, and there's a reason why a guy is second string. There's a reason why a guy is third string. There's a reason why a guy is an undrafted free agent. There's a reason why guys are sitting out there and they're free agents and nobody's picked them up, whether it be drug issues or injury history or attitude concerns. Is Antonio Brown a free agent because he can't play? Is Earl Thomas a free agent because he can't play? No, because they have certain baggage that comes, and certain teams don't want to pick them up. But I think what's really, really, really hurting the Saints, and this is my opinion, they miss Michael Thomas. When you have one of the best wide receivers in the game and he's not playing on your team right now, it forces you to change everything that you do. For the teams out there that are fortunate enough to have a number one wide receiver, there's a reason why that guy's a number one wide receiver, because defensive coordinators have to plan. They have to plan for these guys. They have to sit up and be like, we cannot let this one. When you play the Atlanta Falcons, hang on, Ron. When you play the Atlanta Falcons, you know that you have to know where Julio Jones is all the time. You have to know where Calvin Ridley is all the time. You play the Saints, you got to know where Michael Thomas is all of the time. Now, when you play a team without a superstar receiver like that, you can just play them straight up. And not every team has a number one. You see the difference now between certain teams that have a number one now and teams that don't have a number one, or you didn't used to have a number one and you have a number one now. So I think that's the main thing with the Saints for me is that they are missing. You're talking about a guy who's like 40% of their offense. Michael Thomas is 40% of the New Orleans offense where he touches the ball. How many receptions did he have last year, Dalton?
149 catches.
149 catches. And that's just the catches. That's not including his targets. So if he had 149 catches, how many targets did he have? You see what I'm saying? So it makes a difference. It makes a difference for Emmanuel Sanders is not a number one. Traequan Smith is not a number one. They're not. So it forces them to play different than what they're normally used to playing. And then we're also seeing, I think we're seeing the gradual. Drew Brees is not Drew Brees from even 2 years ago. He's not.
Well, I agree with that. I really do.
Father Time is undefeated. You start seeing some of these guys, and can they go out every now and then and throw for 300, 400, 500 yards? Yes. But it's just like with Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, his last game, he put up like 60, 70, 80 points. Yeah, he can do that one night. He can't do that the whole season no more. So it's like I think that's the main issue with the Saints is they really miss Michael Thomas. That's my opinion.
Ron, go ahead.
I'm gonna say this: don't everybody get paid?
It depends if you're a starter or you're on the practice squad.
Okay, so you tell me, can nobody else step up?
They can, but Ron,
it's not about it's not about stepping up. It's about talent. It's about talent.
Wait a minute. Yes, it is about talent, but it is about stepping up too.
Yeah, but
Ron, I understand what you're saying, Ron. But hold on.
Hold on, Marcus. Go ahead.
What I was gonna say, I mean, I'll simplify this for what Marcus is trying to say is there's levels to this.
I know this, but you gotta understand too. They got to make their paycheck too.
Ron, what I'm saying is that
but they're not a $20 million receiver. How much does Michael Thomas get paid? Does anybody know what Michael Thomas gets paid?
Yeah.
Michael Thomas make about $20 million. How much does Traequan Smith make? There's a reason why Michael Thomas is one of the top 3 highest paid wide receivers in the league, and there's a reason why Traequan Smith is he's a good player, but there's a reason there's a reason why why guys are starters and why guys are backups. I mean, now you all are fortunate. The Atlanta Falcons, in my opinion, Ron, y'all have 2 number 1 receivers. I think Calvin Ridley is at that point now where he's a number 1 receiver.
You were asking about Traequan Smith's salary?
Yes.
4-year, $3.4 million contract.
He's making a little over $1 million a year, and Michael Thomas is making like $20 million a year.
There's the point right there.
I'm just saying, there's levels to this.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think it's a mix of a couple of things. I think the defense has definitely kind of went downhill a little bit. Your corners aren't what everybody thought they were. Marshawn Lattimore is not the same Marshawn Lattimore from a couple years ago, for one. 2, secondly, Cam Jordan cannot be the only one pass rushing on that team. Number 3, Malcolm Jenkins, you can hang it up. I don't know how you feel about Malcolm Jenkins, but Malcolm Jenkins, Willie Jenkins, that brother ain't the same Malcolm Jenkins either. And Drew Brees is digressing a little bit at the quarterback position. I will say that. But is Drew Brees still a good quarterback? Absolutely. I think he's good.
I've been saying this what I've been saying for the longest. The Saints don't got no secondary. They're just like Dallas. They get the pass rusher to get to the quarterback, but they don't got nobody to cover the wide receivers out there for a long time.
You mean they just like your team?
My team, Dallas, all that stuff.
Hey, Sharon, what's going on?
The same thing. I've been saying that.
All right. What's up, Dad?
Let me add this real quick, Dre. In some divisions, you cannot not have a secondary. You just can't. You cannot not have a secondary in the NFC South. You got Mike Evans, you got Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, DJ Moore. I mean, you
Robbie
got
Anderson,
Chris Godwin, Mike Thomas. You cannot, in some divisions, you just can't be in certain. You cannot not have a secondary. Now, I believe whenever you're drafting, the number 1 priority when you're drafting is you better draft for the teams in your division. You better draft for the teams in your division because that's the teams you're going to have to go through. You know, so you're starting to you start to see that like after a while, you see certain teams, they have a certain draft philosophy because of the teams that they play. If you play in the AFC West, you better have some pass rushes because you got to get after Drew. You got to get after Patrick Mahomes. You got to get after him. You know, so I believe certain teams are seeing maybe they made certain mistakes in their draft. So I think that's what it is with that.
All right, moving right along. Let's talk about the Rams real quick.
Oh boy.
Let's talk about the Rams. Jared Goff, they're 3-1. Talk about these Rams. Eric, what you like about the game? What didn't you like about the game?
There was a lot I didn't like about the game and very few I did like about the game. They won. I like that. Honestly, this was a game just from the get-go. I honestly thought the Rams in their first, 6 first downs on that first possession, the handoff to Neil Everett for the touchdown, I really thought the Rams were just going to take off from there. They had got to Daniel Jones on their first drive. They forced a 3-and-out. It was just they were doing everything collectively right as a unit. And then it all just faded away. Because I go back to last week against Buffalo as what they did in the first half. They were down 21-3. They had nothing going for them. Second half, they put up 29 unanswered points. They ended up taking the lead. And yeah, they lost. But this game in particular was against a struggling Giants team who's without Saquon Barkley, their top rusher. This was just a completely depleted New York team. The Rams honestly should have just tallied up the score. This was a game they should have easily had 30 or 40 points. And they only win 17-9. And you're up 10-9 in the fourth quarter, and the last winning, score was on a miscommunication by the Giants, and Tyler Higbee got wide open and just absolutely ran past the secondary. Jared Goff did not look the same as he did early on. He really just, was so inefficient this week. I did not see consistency. Yeah, Aaron Donald, he had a couple of good, plays here and there, but it was just the overall defensive effort. Yeah, you held the team to 9 points. Great. If we could do that every week, there's no doubt of what the Rams could do. You hold a team to 9 points with only 3 field goals for 60 minutes. What team wouldn't like that? I mean, let's face it. There are a bunch of teams in the NFL right now that would love to hold a team to 9 points. But to win with only 17, I'll take it, but I'm not happy about it. There's a lot that's going on right now. I saw Jalen Ramsey, the one play he had where he absolutely body slammed the guy to the ground. I felt that in the chair. Now, that's one of the few times I've actually seen Jalen Ramsey actually step up defensively to make a good play. Now,
those guys don't like each other personally.
Oh, for sure. And that was very evident throughout the entire game. You saw a lot of smack talk going on between these teams. And, I love the competitive nature that these teams have, and especially with the Rams. But, with Cooper Kupp and Higbee and, Everett and Woods, you've got a lot of good options. You got Malcolm Brown and then you got Henderson. You've got a lot of strong options. You had a lot of good protection. But Goff is still, you got to get rid of the ball. If you got pressure coming, just get rid of the ball. Don't throw, wild up pass in the air. Don't intentional grounding. Throw it out of bounds. You hit the line of scrimmage. Good. Move on to the next down. Sean McVay and this team are just, they're 3-1, but they could be better. They could be 4-0, but they weren't. Obviously, the game against the Bills, like I said a week ago, the Bills earned it. Unfortunately, they had a little lapse on defense in the second half, but they got it at the end. Great. The Rams are 3-1. They're second in the NFC West behind Seattle, who's 4-0. Next, do we know who the Rams play next week?
Let's see. We can look that up real quick. The Rams next week, they play the Washington football team.
Okay, there's a game right there that should be an easy win. Literally, I predicting it now. After Baltimore just disposed of them 31-17, I'm easily making a prediction now. LA wins, I'd say 37-13. The only thing I will say, though, that I'm liking is that every single game, the main storyline defensively is how teams are preparing for Aaron Donald. I mean, you got a guy that's 6'1", 285, that's built like a freaking tank, who is very strong, and, teams sometimes are double teaming him on the line, but he's still breaking through. I will say that as far as I'm concerned right now, I am happy with the 3-1 start, but I'll leave it up to you guys what you guys thought about this game in particular. Offensively, could have been better. Defensively, 9 points. I'll take it.
Ron,
I want to say this. It ain't no such thing as an easy win in the NFL. You can't look over nobody. And Washington got a good defensive line. So
I think they're missing Chase Young, but yeah, I agree that they're really missing Chase Young.
Yeah, they're missing Chase Young, but
So do you think they're going to give the Rams a fight, or Rams are going to walk over them?
I think they will put up a fight.
Marcus, what do you think?
With
Or,
that,
go ahead.
Look, you should beat the snot out of them. You should. That's Ron. I agree with you on that. You have to come every week prepared to play. These are professionals with wives and kids and mortgages. So every week that you step on the field, you have to be ready to play, because this is,
You get paid to do.
you better be ready to play. You better be ready to play. You can't go out there half stepping, because if you don't, you will get, if you're not ready to match somebody's intensity, it could be a long day. But here's the other thing I want to say that I want to add to that. And I want to ask you this. Eric, and I want your honest opinion.
All right, fire away.
Do you have any regrets with? Do you have any regrets with paying Jared Goff?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I've mentioned this before on shows. And Dre, you and I have had this discussion. Ron, you've heard me mention this. Dalton has heard me mention this. Giving Jared Goff that max contract, that 5-year, $110 million deal, messed up the salary cap for us and really hurt a lot of players. It was not a strategic move by the GM for us, and they really should have thought more about how much they were going to give him before they made the contract official. Like we've said before, there are players that are worth the money.
Really,
weren't we discussing this about Dak Prescott if he was worth the money?
Yes. I say that all the time about when you have to, look, everybody has the same salary cap. Everybody has the same amount of money. And you see a lot of teams that initially, the reason why they have such success, just like you guys did when y'all went to the Super Bowl, is that Jared Goff was still on his rookie contract. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes, when they won the Super Bowl last year, he's still on his rookie contract. Once you start paying your quarterback, you better have evaluated him right, because if you start paying him 35, 36, 40, now with Patrick Mahomes, $45 million, now you're starting to take away from the rest of your salary cap, and he's taking a bigger chunk of the pie. And if he's not what you think that he is, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt you in the long run. It's going to hurt you, because that money that you're spending, you could have spent it on something else that have helped your team.
Do you think that's going to hurt Kansas City in the long run, having Patrick Mahomes sign that 10-year, $550 million deal?
No, I don't, because Patrick Mahomes is a generational player. Patrick Mahomes he's a generational player. And the thing is, I think Kansas City would be happy if they won two more championships, or if they won 2 championships with that. Or if they get 3 championships out of those 10 years, they'll be happy as a pig in slop. You already got one. The thing is, they're really not hurting with the salary cap, because all of their major players, Tariq Hill still young, Mecole Hardman's young, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he's a rookie, so they're not really paying these guys yet.
What about Sammy Watkins?
They're looking at us like maybe. Kelsey, Kelsey's, I think he's nearly 30, but they're looking at us like, if we can get two more championships out of this, and we get 3 championships in 10 years, I think that they would be very happy with that.
So aside from the Rams with Goff and his contract, would you say that the Mahomes contract was a better deal than what Prescott was given?
Dak Prescott's he's on the franchise tag, so they really haven't paid him. They haven't paid him yet, but that's the evaluation they're making. They're like, okay, you're going out there and you're going out there and throwing for 300, 400, 500 yards, and we're still losing. So yes. What happens when we have to pay you $40 million, and even the crappy defensive players that we have now, we can't even pay them anymore.
I agree, but I want to get your opinion from what happened in the Rams-Giants. What was your takeaway from that game?
I think
because
I think y'all came out and y'all you let your foot off the gas. You let your foot off gas. You gotta when you have a team down, you have to finish them off. We've seen too many comebacks in the past couple of weeks where teams had other teams dead to rights and they let them off the hook. Like, so what did Denny Green say, Dre? What did Dennis Green say? Dre, what did Denny Green say?
We are who they thought they were.
We are who they thought they were. We let them off the hook. You want to crown their asses. They are who we thought they were.
And the Giants are a depleted team.
Yes.
All right. Dre, what was your thoughts about the Rams-Giants?
Could have been a better game. I like
Agreed.
the defense this year. I like the defense this year, though, for the Rams. And I will tell you later why I like the Rams defense when we have our conversation later on.
Okay.
I want to move on. I want to move on to the next game. Obviously, we got plenty of games to talk about. Well, a couple games to talk about. We got Seattle and the Dolphins to talk about next.
I can't believe that game was as close as it was at the end.
Can't believe it.
No, I mean, we're talking about Russell Wilson, who's already early MVP candidate, and they only win 31-23.
We said this in the offseason. The Miami Dolphins, they're building something good over there.
Do you think they would have a different record if Tua was the starting quarterback right now?
No.
What they're doing, fortunately for Miami, they're in a position where they can totally put Tua into a situation where he can be successful. And every team doesn't get the opportunity to do that. They don't. You see with Joe Burrow, it's like some teams have the capability to do that. They have a good veteran quarterback that they can keep there and groom a young player. You see with Green Bay with Jordan, is it Jordan Love, Dre? Love.
Yeah, Jordan.
With Jordan Love, he gets to sit there. He's a rookie quarterback. He gets to sit behind Aaron Rodgers for a year, 2, 3 years, sit back, totally learn. And then when they're like, okay, it's your time, he can go out there. He's mastered the system. He's not. I believe a lot of rookie quarterbacks get ruined in their first couple of years because they get thrown to the wolves and they get the hell beat out of them, and then they're ruined before they ever get good. So that's a great situation for Tua. Miami has two first round picks next year too, where they can pick up some good offensive linemen, maybe go get a stud running back, get another stud wide receiver to put on the other side of Devontae Parker. That's the ideal situation. Everybody doesn't get to do that though.
Right. I think what Miami doing is great. They let Tua sit behind the starter and let him heal up his body because Tua came into the NFL injured. He was having hip problems in college. Y'all injured, So I think what they doing very great with him.
Yeah, that's how you would like to do it. Unfortunately, every team doesn't get the opportunity to do it. And people say, what's the best method to do it? Is it better to sit them and groom them, or is it better to just throw them out there where they get their lumps and bruises early? It depends. I mean, and you have examples of both of why and why not to do it. A good reason to put them out there and throw them to the fire is Peyton Manning. He went out there, he got the hell beat out of him. He overcame it. He did it. The reason why you wouldn't do it is David Carr.
Right.
He gets the hell beat out of him. He's never the same, and he's ruined. by the time he, you know,
30.
by the time, you know, he's ruined. I mean, he's damaged goods. You know, so there is no right or wrong answer for it. But I think considering
Another one is Andrew Luck.
Well, I think with Andrew Luck, I think by the time they got, I kind of agree with you, Ethan. By the time they got a good offensive line, he was damaged goods.
Yeah,
he played good, but he got beat up. So Indy's got one of the best offensive lines in the league right now. But Andrew Luck, his first few years, he got the living hell beat out of him.
Injury prone at its finest.
Well,
Yeah,
anybody would be injury prone if you're behind a line that can't stop anything.
But see, that's the thing, though. All these elite quarterbacks that we've seen come out of college that are supposed to be promising in the NFL, how many of them actually last as long?
I'll give you. I got the answer for you. I'll give you the reason why. Marcus has said it before. When you're drafted as a top quarterback, where do you go? A crappy team. A team that's finished in the bottom of the league for a reason.
They don't. Even Marcus said 50-50. The odds have sometimes you miss a lot on a quarterback.
Well, you do, but a lot of it has to do with where you go. And I'll give you an example of like the 2004 draft with Eli Manning and Phillip Rivers and Ben Roethlisberger. Who had the most success early?
Ben Roethlisberger.
Ben Roethlisberger had the most success, but he went number 10 because he went to a team that had an awesome defense. They had an awesome defense, and he wasn't asked to carry those early Pittsburgh teams. They're like, you go out there, you be a game manager. We're going to run the ball with Jerome Bettis. We're going to run the ball with Willie Parker. You got some pretty decent receivers and Hines Ward and Antoine Randall and all of these guys. And he just had to just fit in there, and they had a good defense and a good young coach.
Who was the quarterback before Big Ben?
Gosh.
Was it Maddox?
Yes.
Maddox.
Okay.
Tommy Maddox.
There we go. All right.
Batch.
Yeah, but Big Ben, they put him. Maddox was out there for a little bit, and he got hurt, and then they put Ben in, and then Ben he kept the job, you know. But when you go to a decent, you know, when you go in the middle of the rounds, you get to go to a better situation. Look at Jordan Love. You know, I'll give that example again. Or you look at Aaron Rodgers going to the Packers. Another, you know, you get to sit behind Brett Favre for 3 or 4 years. You're on a pretty decent team with some good wide receivers. I think they had Amon Green at running back. They had Greg Jennings and Donald Driver, and I mean, hell, they had some good ass players, you know. And you get to sit behind Brett Favre for 3 or 4 years, totally learn the system, and then when it's hey, you know what, Brett, we're gonna let this kid start next year. You get to come in and you get to have a little bit of success instead of just getting thrown to the wolves and getting the hell beat out of you. And you know, now I do believe Joe Burrow is going to be good, but they're going to have to put some they're going to have to put some weapons around him.
All right, let's talk about Russell Wilson.
Oh, please. Oh, let's do it. I've got some stats for him that makes him an early MVP candidate right now.
All right.
This is some, and I'm glad you brought this up because I wanted to mention this. And I think some of the early candidates right now for MVP, Josh Allen and Russell Wilson, both MVP candidates right now at this very moment. Josh Allen and Russell Wilson are both 4-0. Josh Allen, 1,326 yards, 12 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Russell Wilson, 1,285 yards, 16 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
All right, so right now is Russell Wilson leading the MVP conversation, yes or no?
I believe so. I believe so.
With that being said, we are going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, in just a moment, you guys will get to talk some more football. All right. So don't touch that dial. Like and share the show. Monday Night Madness is here. All right.
Hey, Marcus, can I get your opinion on something?
Yeah, what you got?
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dad Lewis. And check out sports shows on the fastest growing streaming TV network, the On Point Network. You can stream it on Roku, Amazon, Fire Stick, Apple TV, Xbox, YouTube, and Facebook. Download the On Point channel and network app to any smart device. It's free, everybody. It's free.
With them fly ass chicks and them pretty ass sleeves. For them trap boys out doubling up on bricks. For musicians like myself that was blessed with a gift. Rapping the pack and see what it is. Swerving the traffic like I lost control of the whip. Heard the competition like I ran over these bricks. Double lines mean nothing when you're hugging the bridge.
All right, folks. We are almost close to that point. We ain't there yet. Let's talk about the Eagles San Francisco game. Eagles finally get their first win on the board.
Ooh, that was an ugly game too.
Ugly game.
Yes,
Is
it was an
Carson
ugly game.
Wentz digressing already?
Is Carson regressing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yes. Is he digressing already? Is he digressing?
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate the Philadelphia Eagles. Shout out to my man Dennis the Man Holmes. He knows that. If he were sitting right here, I would say the same. I hate the Philadelphia Eagles. People say that I'm a Buffalo Bills hater, but the team that I really hate are the Philadelphia Eagles. That's the team that I really hate. I hate the Philadelphia Eagles. But I will say
because there's a division rival.
that and because of the Philadelphia Eagles fans. And because Dennis went to Texas Stadium acting the damn fool. But that's neither here nor there.
Speaking of Dennis Holmes, the ignorant thinker is in the building.
Is he in the house?
Oh,
Yes,
he
he
is. The
There he
former
goes.
trivia champion is in the building.
There him goes. Look, of all the teams in my division, and I'm going to say this. This is no slight to the Washington football team or the New York Giants. The team that I know that we always have to deal with whenever all the dust settles is the damn Eagles. I know this. I didn't pick them to beat the 49ers. Now, I will say this. That was a depleted 49ers team. Nick Mullins looked like crap yesterday. He really cost them that game. But it's in typical Philly fashion. Philly's going to fight you to the end. That's what they do. It doesn't matter if we're 13-3. I always expect when we play Philadelphia that it's going to be a fight. I felt like we had a better team than them last year. And whenever the game was on the line, the last game of the season, with a chance to take the division and go to the playoffs, they kicked our ass. So it doesn't surprise me that Philly won that game. I didn't pick them, but it didn't surprise me because that's what Philly always. And here's the scary thing about Philly: what a lot of people don't understand is they got reinforcements coming. That's the thing there that scares me, especially with the way our secondary is playing now. They're getting Alshon Jeffrey back. They're getting Jalen Reagor back. They're getting Deshaun Watson back. I don't know if Goddard's out for the season, isn't he?
I think so.
Deshaun Jackson, not Watson.
Goddard is out for the season.
So I said Dallas Goddard's out for the season. But when they get their receivers back, I mean, basically Carson Wentz for the past 2 seasons, he's been playing with Uber drivers and pizza delivery boys playing wide receiver. That's what he's been doing. No offense to anybody who drives an Uber. No offense. That's pretty damn good money, actually. But he's out there playing with, when it comes to his receiving core, he's playing with like bums. Would Greg Ward be a starter on any other team? No, he would not.
No.
Let's get some analysis from the Eagles man itself.
Do you agree with what I'm saying, Dennis? Do you agree with what I'm saying?
I agree. I'm gonna let y'all keep going.
Go ahead, Dennis. We want analysis from you.
What I'm gonna say is, I personally think that I don't think Nick Mullins had a terrible game yesterday. I think that offensive line was terrible yesterday. I seen Trent Williams get his ass whipped all day yesterday. And it didn't matter who played on the other side of the defensive line, he got his ass whipped. For him to be a 10-year veteran, I mean, it didn't even matter what move they did on him. I seen him power him. I seen him swim him. Like it looked like he wasn't ready. And
Nick Mullins was 18 for 26, 200 yards, had 2 interceptions, a touchdown, and was sacked, put on his butt 4 times.
Yeah, he was under duress the whole game, and I mean, he got benched. He played so.
I don't believe that he deserved to be benched, and a lot of people know I like Nick Mullins. I like Nick Mullins more than I like Jimmy G. A lot of people know that, but
you like him better than who? You like him better than who?
Jimmy G. I like Nick Mullins more than Jimmy G.
Okay.
I got a question. Would you say that the only bright spot for San Fran yesterday was only George Kittle with 15 catches and 184 yards? Because that was the only thing that was going on.
That was not. He was not.
Only if you read the stat column, Mr. Statistician. But if you watch Brandon Ayuk was a fucking monster yesterday.
Brandon Ayuk is a problem, and Debo getting back Debo Samuel. Definitely.
Well, Brandon Ayuk only had 2 catches, 18 yards.
Yeah, but he had a reverse that went to the crib.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, the reverse.
That hurdle over that hurdle over the defender right there. Ooh,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Brandon Ayuk was that ball was pretty good. Another bright spot I see for San Fran. Fred Warner. Fred Warner is going to be the second best linebacker in this league. I was hating on him for a while. This boy is phenomenal. I mean, for real, like sideline to sideline, phenomenal. In coverage, phenomenal. Like, I don't see a weak point to his game. I thought it was because of the defensive line, so I was hating on him. But
Alexander had a good game, too. He had 9 tackles, solo tackles. Armstead came back. Folks was asking me, did Armstead leave and then re-sign and come back? Yeah, Armstead is back on the 49ers again. Absolutely.
He came with a habit, too. I see Kinlaw. Kinlaw just got to get it together. He like he about a step or 2 away from being dangerous, from being that Ed Oliver defensive tackle. He like a step or 2 away from it. I see it. I see how he's throwing people, but he in the wrong hole, though.
I'm going to say this. If the 49ers were healthy, all the way on the board, on the O-line, on the defensive tackle line, or whatever. Do you think that y'all would have beat them?
So, are we fully healthy too?
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have beat him. Jimmy G would have gave the game away.
You know, aside from Kittle, nobody had more than 50 receiving yards.
Yeah, Jared.
But that's not really. That's
I'm
not
sorry.
really.
I'm sorry, Eric. Let me say this the right way, Eric. San Fran's game is not based on passing the ball. They will find ways. They will find ways to run with their wide receivers. That's
Dennis.
That's why I've been trying to tell people you can't just look at at the newspaper the next day and say, "Oh yeah, he killed." No, you actually got to watch the game. You got to see things in a different way.
I know that numbers is your thing, Eric, but that's not Deebo Samuel's. That's not Deebo Samuel's game. Deebo Samuel killed you. He's basically a fullback playing wide receiver. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's totally fair. I'm not saying numbers are everything.
He's a fullback playing wide receiver. They look for any type of way. They will hand him the ball. They'll roll him the ball. They'll kick the ball to him. Whatever they can do to get the ball in his hands, because once his run after I don't even say catch, run after however they get him the ball, that is incredible. The guy
that's fair.
When he gets in the open field, you can look at him and see they be having their Earl Thomas trying to tackle Derrick Henry look on their face when he's running down the field.
Right. And another thing to notice too, it seemed like Kyle Shanahan got away from that.
At that time, so I didn't know that
because
happened.
they had us beat at that point. But
I got it. Go ahead.
Yeah, like he got away from that, and that's where they started to lose the game because they started relying more on Nick Mullins passing the ball.
Yeah,
which he really couldn't do with that defensive line. But I mean, shout out to the Eagles for that's my team for getting the win. I mean, I was nervous the whole game. I was nervous when we went for two. I didn't know why we went for two, but
I was hoping that y'all would lose that game because now, like I said, if you can win a game like that, when you don't have when Greg Ward is your leading receiver, what do you look like once you start getting back? Now, I think your offensive line woes will continue. I think Jason Peters, I think he's out for the year. He's on IR, one of the two.
Yeah, he got like 3 weeks, 3 more weeks.
3 weeks. They put him on short-term IR. Your O-line is still struggling, but
we got Pittsburgh
to pull that win off last night. I thought that was a big win, and I was pissed because I'm like, damn it, man. I'm like, if Philly can lose, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not worried about. I think Dallas is eventually going to get it together, but
we ain't talking about them right now.
Okay,
save it, right. Mike. Save it.
All right.
Yeah, we got the win. We in first place. Shout out to the boy Travis. Shout out to him. But it was a hell of a game. That was a good ass Sunday night game though. That's the game we're waiting for.
All right. We are going to talk about the Raiders-Bills game, obviously. We're going to talk about it. This is one of the debate topics of the show, folks. I'm going to start off with this guy right here, Josh Allen. I need to know everybody's thoughts on Josh Allen real quick as I play these highlights from this game. I'll start off with you, Dennis. You look like you ready to say something. You ready to explode. Go ahead.
Watching the fourth quarter of that game, I didn't watch the first 3 quarters. I watched the fourth quarter. Y'all were up 2 touchdowns, and I was watching Josh Allen. I think he made I should have wrote it down before I even came on the show. I want to say he made 3 careless mistakes. 2 of them got him out of field goal range. And I looked back and I was like, this is the second game in a row I done seen him do this. He gonna end up costing them a game late in the fourth quarter because of that.
Oh, you talking about when he took the 16-yard sack, Matt Crosby, when he could have just threw the ball away, took him out of field goal range, could have made it a 3 possession game? Yeah, I saw that.
14-yard sack.
Oh, okay. 14-yard sack? Yeah. I saw it.
Wasn't it like 4th and 26 or something like that?
Yeah, it ended up being 4th and 26.
But it
Here's
was
some of the
it
highlights.
was two other things that happened, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
I think it was 4th and 32.
I don't know, but all I know is whatever he did, he didn't have to do. You got to be smarter than that when you up 2 touchdowns because, I mean, luckily you were playing the Raiders who didn't have an offense to generate big points fast. But what if you playing Kansas City? You know,
You do that against Kansas City, they're going to make you
right?
pay.
All he need is opportunity, and he don't need a lot. He just need opportunity. Some teams you can't give opportunity to. But I'm gonna let y'all go. Y'all go ahead.
Oh yeah, I like the I like your sentiments. I like them. Marcus.
Nelson Aguilar.
I feel like Josh Allen is playing cleaner.
I heard that. Hold on, I'm sorry. I heard that. He now catching footballs. I heard that. He done left Philly and then learned how to catch. Go ahead, Marcus.
Right.
Josh Allen's playing cleaner games, but I agree with what Dennis just said. I don't know what it is in him. It's 1 or 2 times in the game, during the course of a game, he makes just a boneheaded error. It's just like, you didn't have to do that. You know, I saw this one where he flicked the ball. He was like getting sacked, and he just kind of like flicked the ball up in the air. I'm like, dude, you can't do that. You cannot do that. You cannot take a sack like that. You throw it away, kick the field goal, and don't turn the momentum of the game, because the momentum of the game was changing again, just like it did in the Rams game. And I will say Josh Norman made an incredible play. That was an incredible play by Josh Norman. I watched the game yesterday. I'd like to see a little bit more out of Devin Singletary. He didn't have to split any carries yesterday, and I just thought that you need a little bit more out of him. Cole Beasley played his ass off. Cole Beasley, I've watched Cole Beasley. You know, he used to play for my team. He made a lot of really great catches. We weren't going to pay him $10 million, but you have your wide receiver core. You don't want too many of the same type of guys. You got Cole Beasley, who's the guy who works in between the numbers. You got John Smoke Brown, who can take the top off of a defense, and then you got Stephon Diggs, who can just do that catch that he made where Josh Allen just threw it up and he just went up, climbed the ladder and got it. I thought that was an incredible play. That was on my ESPN top 10 plays.
You're gonna flick of the wrist again, Marcus. You're gonna have flick of the wrist play for you. Right there.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't.
And he completed it to Diggs too. And Diggs died.
This certain stuff is like
he might have hurt his shoulder on that play though.
And then with that too, it's like he has to understand that the hopes and the dreams of the Buffalo Bills rest on his shoulders. He plays kind of reckless sometimes, and he's got to learn to live and fight another day sometime. Take the short sack. Throw the ball out of bounds. I love his competitive energy, but against stiffer competition, it's going to cost you a game down the road, because your quarterback has got you can't do stuff like that. This isn't the same defense as it was last year, where he can make those type of mistakes and they can get over it. I just think the Raiders were a little bit shorthanded, but it was another win. They're stacking wins. You know, they're finding ways to win when in previous years they would have found a way to lose that game. So you gotta tip your hat for that. And Jason Witten with his slow ass, he's still catching touchdowns.
Still catching touchdowns. D-Man Smith.
What's up?
What's your thoughts on this?
I have to agree with Marcus said and Dennis. I mean, like Devin Singletary, I mean, he needs to work with nano carry splits, and Cole Beasley, he did an outstanding job. And Diggs, he did pretty good. I mean, Josh Allen, he kind of needs to work on quit getting fumble. and it was pretty good with them. Well, I don't want to see him get hurt though, but I mean, I was surprised the one who caught again, the one before he got injured his arm.
I think that was Diggs. That was to Diggs, wasn't it?
Yeah, Stephon Diggs caught that.
Oh, okay. And the Bills' defense, they weren't like last year though, but they did pretty good on sacking cars. Then Josh Jacobs fumbled the ball, didn't he?
I think they made Waller fumble. I think.
Fumble. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Josh Norman stripped Darren Waller. He came up and punched the ball out, which was a great play.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Josh Norman made a great play about that too. And shout out to the Bills fans that are 4-0.
Yep.
Shout out to Bills fans too.
Let me hear what Deadeye got to say. That's a drop right there by Smoke. That's a rare drop by Smoke too. Let me hear what Deadeye has to say real quick. Deadeye.
So basically, I saw some of this game, and just really quickly off of that, it's one of those things where I've mentioned this before, that Josh Allen is not the same quarterback as he used to be, and he is a completely transformed player. This is a Buffalo team offensively and defensively that is so well-rounded. They're putting up points. Josh Allen is such more a consistent player than he has been his first 2 years in the league. And he just overall, I mentioned this earlier, he goes for 300, 400, 300, and then 288 in this game. He's thrown for 1,326 yards. He's got 12 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Buffalo is 4-0, but he still has some problems trying to get rid of the ball and avoiding the sacks. I mean, Stephon Diggs is his go-to guy. He's finding him, Cole Beasley. Is Cole Beasley, is he going to be out for next week?
Not that I know of yet.
Okay. Because I know Cole Beasley is also a huge portion as to why they also beat the Rams and what some of their offense has been. Tremaine Edmonds, has just been absolutely phenomenal defensively, what their defensive line has been able to do, what they've been able to do, putting pressure on quarterbacks, making plays in the secondary. They've been shutting teams down, and they honestly shut Derek Carr down on Sunday. They were a completely transformed team that has the will to win, the coaching, offensively and defensively, what they're setting up for, Allen, what they're doing on defense. They just want it, and I think it's working out so well for them. But I'm really eager for Week 6 when Buffalo plays Kansas City to see what this team does against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, especially with this game in Buffalo. I made a prediction. Ethan didn't agree with me, and a lot of people didn't agree when I said that the Chiefs were absolutely going to ransack the Buffalo Bills. I thought the Chiefs were going to put up 45 points. But after seeing what Buffalo has been doing, I'm going to recant that statement.
How many points did the Rams put up on the Bills?
They had at one point 29 unanswered points, ended up losing 32-28. No.
32-35.
35-32. They had scored 29 unanswered up until that touchdown with 15 seconds left.
You don't think that the Kansas City Chiefs will score as much as your team?
I think they'll score more.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm like.
No, I think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be a blowout game. I think this is going to be one of those games where Kansas City could at least score 40 points, but Buffalo could at least still put up 30 or more. That's why I'm recanting that statement. After seeing what they've been doing,
we're looking a little bit down the. We're looking a little bit down the into the future. I'm interested to see what they do against the Titans next week. We saw Darrell Henderson run through the Bills. I think this will be a good test for them. With Darrell Henderson having success. How many yards did Josh Jacobs have yesterday? Does anybody know?
Yep, 38. I think it was 38, 40 yards. Hold on, I can tell you right now.
I'll tell you one thing. I don't know Josh Allen. They have a wide receiver that could go up there and go get it.
Yeah,
I mean, you're looking at let's be real, and look, you can only play the teams in front of you, and this isn't an insult at all. who's the best offensive player that the Bills have played so far?
Cooper Kupp.
Yep.
Is Cooper
Cooper Kupp had what, 3 touchdowns against Buffalo?
And that's what I'm saying.
Or was it Higbee that had the 3 touchdowns?
Once again, you can only play the teams. You can only play the teams in front of you.
Higbee had 3 touchdowns against the Eagles.
You can only play the teams. You can only play the teams that are on your schedule. I'm really interested to see when they play a team that can match them with firepower. Yeah, you can't do that. You cannot do that. You can't do that.
So do you think Kansas City Buffalo is going to go back-to-back on touchdowns, back and forth?
I was more mad that was boneheaded because he could have got injured. That's what I was mad about.
Exactly. I'm exactly with you, and that's what I was just saying, Dennis. Josh Allen has to understand that the hopes and dreams of Buffalo, however far that they want to go, depends on him being healthy. He has to understand that. Look, I get it. I get it. The competitive juices come out, but he has to. I was just saying this a couple of minutes ago. He has to learn to live to fight another day. There are certain hits that you cannot take. I said the same thing about Lamar Jackson last year with some of the hits that I saw him take. I'm like, you cannot take hits like that. You cannot take that type of hit.
Right.
And he's a big,
strong. Or even yesterday when he had that, he could have thrown the ball away, and he ended up taking that big sack.
Call right there.
And you know what?
That was a bad.
The first thing I was thinking about, I was like, you know what? Take all hate to the side. The Buffalo Bills could be on a magical season where though they could end up winning the Super Bowl. I said they could. I didn't say it was guaranteed. I said they could. But if he goes down, they ain't got no fucking Nick Foles back there.
Yeah, when I saw him go to the tent, he start shaking his hand. Did he break his wrist? Because he kind of went down. The way he kind of slammed on the ground, I thought he had done something to his wrist. They said it was something with his shoulder, his non-throwing shoulder. Josh Allen has to learn to slide, and he has to learn to get out of bounds, and he has to learn to throw the ball away. He's got to learn that because we've seen big, strong, mobile quarterbacks that got the hell beat out of them that didn't learn to slide, and they start suffering certain injuries. And as you get older, you're not able to shake off those injuries. Last year we thought Cam Newton might be done with the beatings that he took. You got to learn to live to fight another day. But it's a good win. I'm interested to see, how they deal with the Titans, how they deal with Derrick Henry, how they deal with A.J. Brown and Jonnu Smith and Corey Davis. I think that'll be a little bit more of an offensive challenge. And let's just be real with it. Derek Carr is not a good quarterback. Can we agree?
I can't say that.
I don't think Derek
Carr. He was good though, but ever since he broke his leg, he hasn't been the same since he broke his leg.
I don't say that he's not a good quarterback. What I say about Derek Carr is I think the West Coast offense.
Is Derek Carr a top 15 quarterback?
No.
No, he's not. Derek Carr is not a top 15 quarterback.
Wait. Give me your 15 quarterbacks, man. That's what I need to know.
Of course, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, Josh Allen, Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson,
7,
Drew Brees,
8,
Kyler Murray,
9.
I would take Jared Goff over Derek Carr. Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, don't even go there.
Aaron Rodgers.
I said 10.
Is he better than Kirk Cousins?
Yeah.
I don't think he's better than Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins had 2 wide receivers.
Okay, let me ask you this right now. Let me ask you this right now. Would you take Gardner Minshew over Derek Carr? Matt Ryan?
No.
Matt Ryan?
Matt Ryan, 11.
You would take Derek Carr over Gardner Minshew?
Heck no.
11.
No.
Okay,
would you take Carson Wentz over Derek Carr?
No.
Well,
Oh yeah. Carson Wentz, yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm sitting up here. I'm rolling off names to you. I'm like, would you take him over
Marcus,
yes.
let's get back on Josh Allen
Okay.
real quick. MVP, where is he at in voting to you guys real quick?
For me, he would be number 4. I would have him at number 4. He is in the conversation.
Oh, you
I
got
don't.
top 3.
To me, he's not. To me, I'm not taking him over Patrick Mahomes, and I'm not taking him over Russell Wilson, and I'm not taking him over Lamar Jackson.
I don't think that Patrick Mahomes is in the race.
Patrick Mahomes, as long as Patrick Mahomes is breathing, Patrick Mahomes will be like LeBron James. Even when he's older, he's gonna still every year that he plays, he's gonna be in the MVP conversation.
You really just compared Patrick Mahomes to LeBron.
It's not just you.
Yeah. As far as like a young phenom, yes.
I got Josh Allen at number 4.
What's the 3 you got ahead of him?
Aaron, Russell, Patrick.
Y'all really got Patrick?
Wow, he didn't even have Lamar Jackson in that top 4.
Would you? Hey, one last thing, because I was up to 14. Would you take him over Matthew Stafford or Ben Roethlisberger?
12. He was up to 12.
Would you take him over Matthew Stafford or Ben Roethlisberger?
I'm taking him over Matthew Stafford and Ben Roethlisberger right now.
Wait a minute, you can't be seriously taking him over.
Would you take Derek Carr over, from what you've seen already from Joe Burrows? Would you take him over Joe Burrows?
We're not putting Joe Burrows in this.
I am.
I ain't putting
no. By the way, we got a commercial break coming up. When we done with this commercial break, it will get super hot. It's coming, folks. By the way, the vault coming up next.
There's an Alphabet football talk show. I don't see no damn Alphabet commercial up on here. Y'all better get it.
It's coming up next, Marcus.
Y'all better get a damn Alphabet commercial up on here. I'm gonna have to see my damn lawyer talk some contractual. They're not meeting contractual demands.
You know, Rocky Blyer. Now watch this, Marcus. I'm sorry. The Love Show is next.
Let me know when we're going to talk the NBA Finals.
Oh, that's coming up too.
I can't wait for that.
You know how it is, life never asks. We gon' keep this party jumping, gotta give it a little something just to keep the fellas looking. You know how it is. Gotta look like I'm crazy on the music. You know how we do. Let's party all night. Oh, rockin' to the break of. Oh, we gon' do this all night, all night. Oh, rockin' to the break of.
It's a nice little. Got a nice little catchy beat to it. It's like, ugh.
Hey, sir. Here we go.
Look, man, I already feel my PTSD kicking in, man. I'm having flashbacks to Afghanistan right now, man. I don't know if I need this trauma right now.
Yeah, you gonna get a whole lot of drama, sir. You might as well touch that.
Y'all messing with my
real
feet.
quick. What is that? Pacific Standard Time? I don't know. You gonna have to tuck that in because it's coming, bro. By the way, the debate of the century is coming. Talking about this guy here, Mr. Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys.
Cowgirl.
And of course, I got Marcus' favorite song playing in the background. Of course. Those good old Cowboys. Put in the comment section right now How do you feel about the Dallas Cowboys this season?
Bleh.
Time to get real.
What relationship is you?
Dennis is loving this right now. You see him bobbing his head. Monday Night Madness, folks. It's about to get a little mad in here.
Cowboy, stand on the street. Oh, hey. It all run loud.
By the way, I just want to put this out there right now, folks. Hey, Cleveland, the last two teams that scored 49 plus points against the Dallas Cowboys, and Dallas went on to win the Super Bowl. 2004 Eagles
Reached the Super Bowl, not win. We reached the Super Bowl.
reach. Thank you. Reach the Super Bowl because you didn't win in 2004. I wish you did. And the 2013 Broncos.
They didn't win the Super Bowl either.
They would have won the Super Bowl. Well, they didn't, obviously. They didn't either. Nevertheless, Marcus.
Come on, Marcus, man. Down that night.
Marcus, the alphabet. Hold on.
Listen.
Hold on, Marcus. We got highlights for you guys.
You mean
Of
low light?
course, I had the highlights.
Dre, I
sir,
got a
Well,
question.
thank you for inspiring me.
Go ahead, Eric.
Did you hear about Walker, Texas Rangers coming out of retirement to help protect the Cowboys end zone?
It's called the J spot.
Oh my goodness. Okay. With that being said, because I can see his PSD kicking in that specific time zone.
But I heard
that he's blinking his eyes.
I heard Kurt Warner was coming out of retirement to be y'all's quarterback.
You know, I heard that too, but apparently there's an age limit.
No, I heard Mark Bulger's coming out of retirement to play for the Rams, Eric.
Yeah, they said the same thing about Isaac Bruce.
Listen. Hold on, pause it for a second, Drake. The next fantasy football league I'm in, if wide receivers don't get credit for throwing touchdowns, I ain't in that shit. I'm letting y'all know that right now, all right?
You get credit. You do get credit for that.
I need all my points. I'm just saying. I need all my points.
You get credit for that. Your wide receiver will get credit for that. He'll get 6 points for that.
No, he's supposed to get 6, and he's supposed to get the yards. That's what I'm saying. See, just 6 points.
All right, folks. Well, first and foremost, before we get into the real conversation, Marcus the Alphabet. You've been on somewhat of a losing streak lately, sir. And I heard you owe a certain bet. I mean, you was gonna owe a hat, but I was gonna be like, yo, get on Monday Night Madness and sing that Bill song. But I guess you found the hat. So we'll just stick to talking about the Cowboys. So my question to you, Marcus, is right now, how about those Cowboys? And do not talk about Dak Prescott because that's our debate.
Okay, well, I won't go into depth about Dak Prescott.
Yes, please don't.
Not into depth, but I do have to mention Dak Prescott because he is part of the team. This defense is historically bad. As a matter of fact, I went back to see how historically bad this defense was. This defense is the worst defense that they've had since the Cowboys became a team 60 years ago, 1960, when the Cowboys were an expansion franchise. Now, I believe I've been saying this for years. They have neglected the safety position. I don't think that they've really invested much in safety since maybe Roy Williams, not Roy Williams, the wide receiver, the Roy Williams safety out of Oklahoma. It's a position that they do not value, and they keep seeing the results of it. Your safeties are your last line of defense. Now, me and you, Dre, we had a debate earlier about what's more important, the pass rush or the secondary. And I think we came to the conclusion it depends on who you are. You had a team like the the 2007 Giants with that NASCAR package with Michael Strahan and Justin Tuck and Osi Umenyiora and Matthias Kiwanuka, and they put 4 defensive ends on the field and got after people. And they had Tom Brady running for his life. Their secondary, I don't think anybody in that secondary was a Pro Bowler, I don't believe. And then you have a team like the No-Fly Zone and the Legion of Boom with Seattle, and then the No-Fly Zone with Denver, who their secondary was what really drove it. They would lock people down and they wouldn't let you do anything. Their secondary is terrible. I don't think the pass rush is that bad, but the secondary, I mean, you have guys running wide open down the – how do you just give Odell Beckham Jr. a free release off the line of scrimmage? Now, I will say this. I believe Trayvon Diggs is going to be a good cornerback. I think he's going to be good, but they've got to make some changes in the secondary. Now, there have been talk about them getting Earl Thomas. I think there's something going on that they're not mentioning. He went for a trip to the Houston Texans, and the players from Houston were like, we don't want him on this team. I don't know what this guy has done. I think eventually one day it'll come to the light, but they've been sitting on this. I thought Earl Thomas could really help this team in the back end, but there's a lot of players out there that are free agents. They have about $12 million in space, and they're refusing. I would like to see them go get a Snack Harris. Put Snack Harris and Dontari Power on the field at the same time. I don't give a damn. Put 2 350-pound defensive tackles in the middle of that line and go get Earl Thomas. And then some of the contracts that they've given out, I think Jalen Smith is playing out of position, and they're missing. Their injuries are really hurting these guys, and that's why I get so mad when people are, oh man, next man up. I think that's the most asinine thing. Yes, you can have next man up, but when you have Pro Bowl or All Pro players that are missing, you're going to have a fall off. Leighton Vander Esch is one of the better young linebackers in the league. Lael Collins is one of the best right tackles in the game. They're missing him. He's having hip surgery this week. He's out for the season. They had this kid named Terrence Steele. I mean, this guy, they had to end up benching him. He's terrible. They were missing Tyron Smith for a couple of games. And this offensive line is they're putting a little pass shot, but the secondary is just horrible. The secondary, they've got to do something. And
Tyron Smith right there, player. What you talking about? He right there.
No, I'm saying the past 2 games, he just came back this game. He had a good game. But the swing tackle that they had Brandon Knight playing left tackle for the past 2 games. And then Lael Collins Lael Collins is one of the top 3 right tackles in the game. And that's where they're getting most of the pressure from, is on that right side. Terrence Steele he's terrible. And I think Joe Looney's going to be out for a little bit too. So that used to be one of their strengths. So until they go somewhere, I'm hoping tomorrow, it's Tuesday. I'm hoping that's generally when they bring players in for workouts. I'm hoping that they look at Earl Thomas. I'm hoping.
I got a question. So you still have 2 All Pros on your offensive line? Is what you telling me?
Mm-hmm. Who?
You mean who? Ain't Martin still there? Zach Martin still there, right?
Yeah, Zach Martin's still there.
Okay, and Tyron Smith just came back. So that's 2 All Pros that's on your offensive line, right?
Okay, but Tyron Smith just came back this week. Look, he threw for 500.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Dak Prescott threw for 500 yards. Here's the other thing too. Dak Prescott, even though he threw for 500 yards, that is not the way that the Cowboys are going to have any type of long-term success. I would like to see Dak Prescott around 32 to 35 throws a game, 32 to 35. Throw for 300. 315, 320. I don't want to see him throwing for 500 yards.
Okay.
And here's the other thing.
I'm gonna stop you right there, because we done stopped.
No, okay. I'm not gonna talk about Dak Prescott. I'm not gonna talk about that part.
Oh no. Oh no. It's time.
Oh, it's time.
We
I'm gonna let
gotta
y'all
do
go.
this. By the way, if y'all not tuned in, y'all about to miss an epic battle right now. So Marcus Betts.
Yeah.
Marcus Betts.
Yeah.
I want you to announce right now on Monday Night Madness that you're saying Dak Prescott in this offense is not the issue for Dallas.
I don't think that they're the. Has Dak Prescott played perfect? No, he hasn't. But when you throw the ball,
are they
answering the question? When you throw the ball nearly 60 times in a game, that makes it for more opportunities. How many interceptions did he have yesterday? One?
Yeah,
60?
41 of 58, 502, 2 touchdowns and an interception, 3 sacks.
One interception and throw for 500 yards?
Oh boy, were we in line.
That's not. Go ahead.
So, you must have had a change of heart from last night a little bit, and here's why I say that. Because when I first mentioned this conversation to you, you told me that in this offense, they're the best offense in the league. You also told me that no, it's not the offense, it's the defense. But I will in admission give you the fact that you just mentioned that Dak and them is a little bit of the problem. But Marcus Betts, here is where the issue comes into play. Sir, I did a little research on your team.
Okay.
I want you to take a look at this, Marcus Betts, and I want you to tell me what you have to say for this, sir. This is my little Door Explorer map. It's a Door Explorer map, folks, sir. I'm going to play this while I give you, Marcus Betts. When I told you that the offense is a problem, it's a part of the problem, sir. The defense may be the biggest part, but it's a part of the problem. In fact, I'm going to read this to you just in case if you can't read this that's on this screen.
It looks like
there's a lot on this screen.
I see what he did, though. I see how you broke it down. That's pretty good, Drake.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Made that like a nice problem. I like that. I like that right
Yes,
there.
sir. Yes, sir. I've been letting a lot of y'all live when it comes to certain debates, but I figured I'd go back to the fire starter, the old fire starter who would chalk all this up and put it in a nice map for you. Okay, I got the paper here, so I'm gonna just read this to you, and I want you to tell me how you feel about this. Okay, so obviously the chart up here goes from week 4 to week 1. All right, I'll start with week 1. First half drives for Dallas. Punt, touchdown, missed field goal, touchdown. Okay, that's the first half against the Rams. The second half drives. Punt, field goal, turnover on downs, punt, turnover on downs. Over here on the right side where you see week 1, says right here, week 1, LA versus Dallas. Dak yards by first half, those numbers are all his first half throws that he completed, sir. All those are the numbers of yards that he got on these passes he completed. This was his first half numbers. 166, sir.
Okay.
Ezekiel Elliott in this same game, which here's exhibit B that I didn't show you, had 22 carries for 96 yards and a touchdown. Marcus, how many points did they lose to the Rams by?
3.
I think it was 20-17, I believe. 3 points.
Okay. Marcus, what was the halftime score?
I don't recall.
It was 14-13. It was the only time Dallas has been up at half this whole entire season. Mind you, they had no turnovers. No turnovers at all. And in the second half, I'm just going to be honest, Marcus, and I don't usually swear, but the Rams bitched you. They bitched you. Okay? Week 2, first half. Punt. And the only reason why they punted was because a fumble was called back by a penalty on the first drive. Punt, fumble,
Who
down,
fumbled though? Who fumbled?
Dak, Zeke.
Both times? That one.
Yes.
That one was Zeke.
Oh yes. Oh, it gets better. It gets better. See, this is where. Oh, I did some soul searching on the Cowboys. Believe it. This Dora Explorer map is solely for the purposes of uses for Marcus for the first quarter of his season. Okay, it says everything, all your drives, the whole 9 yards. Okay, so punt, fumble, down, fumble, touchdown, field goal. This is against Atlanta, sir. Atlanta. All right.
Didn't they have in that game there when they had three fumbles back to back to back?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, they had first 3 drives, fumble. The one got called back, ended up a punt for the first drive. Fumble. Like ball security, right? Isn't this something you get on Josh Allen about? Ball security, sir?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
touchdown, field goal. Second half, right? Touchdown, down, touchdown, field goal. They ended up winning on the watermelon kick, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I want you to look on this right side, sir. This right side says Dak had 450 yards passing. Do you know how many he had in the first half, sir?
125.
125.
Okay.
In the second half, he had 325. Do you want to know what the deficit was at halftime, sir? It was 29-10.
Yeah.
With 3 turnovers already in this game,
Yes.
right?
So what does he have to do? So what does he have to do? You're making my point. So what does he have to do?
No. Oh, no. I'm not making
What does he have to do? So
I'm not making a point.
Listen, the engine. Listen.
Hold on.
I'm gonna respond to that. The engine that drives this team, when this team has had its biggest success, what is the catalyst for that success?
Run the ball.
Run
the ball with Ezekiel Elliott. When the hell can you run the ball when you're down by 3 damn touchdowns?
Okay,
But
that's not
I got something to go with that, but I'm gonna let y'all finish. And then I'm gonna get my side.
That's not the point. That's not the point. My point is, I made an argument that your offense has been inconsistent, and you told me that they're the best offense in the league, sir.
I said they had the potential. I said they had the
potential now.
I never said that they were.
Are they the best
I never said that they were better than Kansas City. I said that they had the potential to be one of the best offenses in the league. And guess what? You know who the highest scoring and who has the most yards?
Oh, hold on. So I'm glad that you mentioned that.
You know who the number 1 offense in the league is right now? Do you know who the passing leader is in the league right now?
Oh, I know, but hold on. Watch this. It gets better. Can I ask you a question? What do you consider garbage time?
I believe garbage time is whenever the game is out of reach. When the game is out of reach.
So like yesterday.
So when it's 45 to 10 in the third quarter, and you're just racking up. The Cowboys had. Can we agree to this? The Cowboys had the opportunity to win every single one of these games. Every single one of them.
Okay, so
that's not garbage. That's not garbage. That's not garbage.
Wait a minute. Y'all did not have an opportunity to win the Falcons now because we gave it to y'all.
Ron, that don't make sense.
No, it do make a lot of sense.
No, because they still had.
So all we just had to do is to jump on that football.
Ron, they still had an opportunity to win it, no matter what.
The game, Julio Jones would have caught that touchdown. The game would have been our week.
Ron, if you're talking about 1 play, 2 plays, that means they had an opportunity to win. When you're talking about 5 to 10 plays, that means there was no opportunity.
Okay,
they've been in every game.
So when you say so back to the point of garbage time points. To me, and maybe we're just looking at this wrong. To me, garbage time points are you're losing 35-7 in the fourth quarter. There's no possible way that you win that game, and the defense is just like, don't give them nothing over our heads. That's garbage time. Garbage time is not garbage time is not when you're in a competitive game. They had an opportunity to win every single one of these games. Every single one.
Does that apply
Every
to
opportunity.
even yesterday?
Here's why.
So that's not garbage time. You can't call that garbage time.
Marcus, the inflated stats as far as passing, Dak Prescott passing 1,000 times. I specifically said, and this is the argument, that the Dallas Cowboys offense is inconsistent and you're giving Dak Prescott more credit than you deserve. I'm going to use one of your famous sayings, sir.
Who was that? Let me finish.
Let me finish because I know you about to try to out-talk me.
Oh, yeah.
Marcus, do you get brownie points for putting out fires that you started, sir?
No.
Okay.
No.
So,
and this is what.
Okay. So hold on. So now that you answered that. Hold on.
Now let me respond.
No, it was a yes or no question. You got to give me a whole paragraph on this.
I said
I don't need a paragraph.
No. That's you know that I say that, and that is why whenever Dennis the Man Holmes has always said to me, "Why don't y'all pay Dak Prescott?" And I said, I think Dak Prescott is a really good quarterback, but for me to pay you Patrick Mahomes money, I need you to be better than just good. I need you to go out there and be a force multiplier. Because if I pay you $40 million, and you're putting up 500 yards with these garbage ass players in the secondary, I'm going to have even less money to pay you if I pay you this amount of money. Dennis, who has said that he needs to be paid more than you have? What has my stance always been on Dak Prescott? What have I said? Everybody here has heard me on my show. They've heard me on other shows. They're like, why don't the Cowboys just play him? Why don't they just pay him? I go, because the Cowboys are looking at if we pay him like they did Carson Wentz, like they did Jared Goff, and you're giving him 15% of your salary cap, that means that I got to cut corners at other places on my team.
Dre, you got more to say, Dre? You got more to say?
Yeah, I do got something.
Let me know.
Go ahead. No, Dennis, I'm going to let you say what you got to say. Go ahead.
Marcus, on what you just said, Marcus, him being a force multiplier, looks like he's developing another wide receiver instead of Amari Cooper. Looks like that's $20 million you could let go there. That's what that looked like to me. Mm-hmm. I seen your boy DeMarcus Lawrence. I see your boy DeMarcus Lawrence. Yeah. Look like he getting outplayed by another guy that ain't been on the field in 5 years. That look like another $20 million you can let go there. Since we talking, I'm just saying, since we talk about money and what you need to do, that's $40 million right there.
Well, hold on. Well, I'm glad that you mentioned that, Dennis. So I'm looking at these stats where Dak Prescott is trying to put out fires that they done started on offense, and these drives legitimately say what the hell they've done. Now watch this. Let's go to week 3 real quick, sir. Against Seattle. Field goal, safety, touchdown, punt, interception.
Question, who got the safety? Who the safety was on?
Oh, you know who that safety was
do you know what? Whoa. But you got to look at – I'll tell you exactly what happened on the safety.
Happened? Tell me what happened.
Tony Pollard didn't feel the damn kick. He thought it was going to bounce into the end zone.
Marcus, they need to get him off special teams. He's doing you no favors on special teams.
I agree with you.
Doing you no favors.
With you. So they're on the one team's ace. So they're on the 1 inch line. They're on the one. That's it. They're on the 1 inch line, and Zeke goes to run, and he gets tackled in the end zone.
Yeah, he slipped in the end zone and got tackled pretty much in a nutshell. But again, here's where coaching comes into play too. Dude, why is Tony Pollard still on the special teams? He sucks. Because he is god-awful garbage.
Wait, hold on, Dre.
He hasn't been.
I had an argument.
He actually was one of the. Hang on. He was actually one of the top 5 kick returners last year. He hasn't played.
Year ain't this year. Well, it ain't this year. He's
But
surely
you
giving up
can't
giving up the
mistakes like
panty
that.
draws like my man.
Yeah, you can't make mistakes like that. You definitely can't.
Right.
You can.
So then in the second half, you start off with fumble, punt, touchdown, field goal, interception. Okay. In the first half, he had 180 yards passing. In the second half, he has 292, 3 turnovers. Oh, by the way, Zeke only ran the ball 14 times in that game and had 34 yards. Hold on.
Because they're behind in the game.
Hold on. So watch this. No. Watch this. Here's where I'm getting at. Here's where I'm going to get at. The first 2 games, he had 22 carries apiece, and they damn near should have won both. My point is the inconsistency on offense when you're not playing Dallas Cowboys football that has gotten you to the playoffs. Last year, Dak Prescott threw for almost 5,000 yards, and they didn't make the playoffs. This year, you're telling me Dak Prescott's throwing for 1,700, and they should be 0-4. Hold up. Let's go to week 4.
Look, if you're going to say they're going to be 0-4, then you got to also give them the benefit of the doubt in the Rams game too with that BS call. So look, it all balances
out. Hold on. Okay. See, I'm not doing hypothetical calls, ifs and buts, candy and nuts. We be eating all day long. That's what you tell us. I'm telling you.
That's what you're doing right now. You're saying they should hypothetically be 0-4.
No. I said they could very well be 0-4.
Okay.
Everybody has said that. So they 1-3, right? Okay. So let's get to week 4. Punt, touchdown. Fumble, punt, downs.
Who fumbled?
Dak and Zeke again. Both of them. Marcus, do you know how many lost fumbles your quarterback got this season? Last I checked, you talked about Josh Allen about ball security, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know how many points they've given up in the last 2 games? 87.
Oh, yeah. Watch this. Yeah, 87. Now, here's the thing. Ball security is important. Marcus, this is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to prescribe your team some Cialis. Because it looks like your team's offense has erectile dysfunction, sir.
What?
They got some erectile dysfunction.
I think
they're not consistent. When I look at these first half drives, sir, it is absolutely terrible. They did the same thing in week 3 that they did in week 4. Sir, punt, touchdown, fumble, punt. Second half, open up the second half. Punt, downs. What did they do the week before? Field goal, safety. Oh, you know what it sounds like, Dennis, to me? You know we like to eat, right? Sounds like the Dallas Cowboys got a McDonald's value meal going on in the first half. 2 for 2 for 2. No. 2 burgers, 2 fries for $2. Let me break it down.
That's not what it sounds like.
No. Yes, it do. Let me tell you why it do. 2 punts, 2 turnovers, 2 scoring drives, sir. 2 punts, 2 turnovers,
that's what you
2 scoring drives, sir.
It's the reason why I'm the ignorant thinker himself. See, what I see bad coaching.
Oh, that too. Oh, I ain't getting off that neither. Hold on. I'm not getting off that. Hold on. I'm not getting off that either.
Around the board, I see bad coaching.
Oh, around the board. Oh, absolutely.
Around the board.
A Cialis. I'm going to order some Cialis, sir. Looks like erectile dysfunction. For
the highest. So,
hold on. Second half. Hold on, Marcus. Let me finish. The last 3-4 drives of the game, sir. Touchdown, interception. What was it in week 3? Touchdown, field goal, interception. Do you not see a pattern here?
Do you not see that? How many yards did the Browns run for yesterday?
300 plus.
How the hell is that on Dak Prescott?
How the hell is that on Dak Prescott? Hold on. It ain't. But watch this. I can tell you what is on that offense, though. Punt, fumble, punt. Hold on. Safety, punt, interception. Wait a minute. Week 2, punt, fumble, downs, fumble. That's on the offense, sir. You can't tell me that it ain't. Hold on. Punt, downs, fumble, punt.
How many yards did Henderson have against the Cowboys?
Ooh,
I mean,
and
rushing did against the Cowboys.
Henderson did a nice job, Marcus.
Okay, do you know how many yards that Kareem Hunt had yesterday?
Oh, Kareem. Listen, Kareem looked like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Okay.
The
fundamentals of football, people. If you cannot stop the run, you can't stop anything.
Ooh,
that opens up the whole playbook. Also with the running, when you look at that, you have to look at time of possession. You have to look at the time of possession game. If the other team is 2-1 on you, if they're
can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How many points did they give up yesterday off turnovers? Ooh, let's hear this answer.
I'm trying to think real quick. Off a turnover.
Think about it.
14 points. 14
in the first half, 2 touchdowns.
14 points.
You know what the deficit was in the first half, Marcus? 31-14, Marcus.
It was a close game. And what did the Cleveland Browns do at the end of the game? What did they do?
Now that I'm glad that you mentioned that, because here's why I think Dallas is getting a lot of these yards. Dallas is getting a lot of these yards because defenses is playing prevent. Well, I mean, Cleveland really wasn't playing prevent, but Seattle definitely was. They playing prevent and conservative offense. The minute that Cleveland got unconservative, you see Odell Beckham streak them for 50. The minute in the fourth quarter,
Seattle was playing conservative whenever Tyler Lockett was when
in the second half,
when Russell Wilson was throwing bombs to Lockett and DK Metcalf the whole game. Now why don't you do this since you're pulling up? Tell me what Seattle's second half. What Russell Wilson did in the second half when he's throwing.
Hold on, I can tell you. He dropped 23 in the first half on y'all, was up 8. And then scored the late touchdown in the fourth quarter that put them up. I guess there's a total difference. It
would have been even worse if Trayvon Diggs doesn't smack the damn ball because what's his face is hot dogging, or if Julio Jones wouldn't have dropped the easy pass.
Listen, here's what I'm saying again. Your offense is a part of this. When I just pull up all this, when I show you every drive, this is all your drives for the whole season, Marcus. I went and dug deep, okay? I dug deep. That's a Bill slogan, by the way. Dig deep. I dug deep on your team, Marcus. Every one of these drives, every one of his first half throws, his numbers in the first half and his numbers in the second half. And I can tell you right now, Ezekiel Elliott touching the ball 14 times, 34 yards. And 12 times 54 yards is a recipe for disaster, sir.
Here's the thing. You cannot start off slow, because if you start off slow, Ezekiel Elliott becomes a non-factor in the second half. You're not going to run back into the game. You got to throw the ball.
Can I ask you a question? Do you know how many scoreless quarters? Hold on. Do you know how many scoreless quarters the Dallas Cowboys have had this season so far?
How many?
So they've had 16 quarters, Marcus?
Yes.
What percentage do you think Dallas has had scoreless quarters? What is the percentage? I'll ask you that first.
I'd say 16 quarters, maybe 4 quarters, a quarter of them.
God damn, Marcus. Yo, you're a freaking genius. You're close. It's 6, Marcus.
6 quarters? 6 out of 16?
Marcus, that's damn near half the damn season. Scoreless in quarters.
So they've scored in 10 quarters and didn't score in 6 of them. Excuse me.
Okay, so watch this. They had a field goal in the quarter against the Rams. With 2 zeros, by the way. They had a 0 against Atlanta. They had a 6. And then they had 2 zeros against the Browns yesterday, in which they put up 24 in the last quarter. Marcus, I'm gonna prescribe some Cialis because they got erectile dysfunction on that offense, and they start off slow, which is something I told you, sir, a couple weeks ago. That Dak starts off slow. I said that. This is the proof here. And then there's another thing. Here's the other thing. That defense, because I'm sorry that I've been on the offense so long, but that defense is limp dick in every damn phase of the game.
I agree.
Every phase of the game, sir.
And I agree with you.
Here's where I'm getting to. Dennis, he ain't gonna like this, sir. He ain't gonna like this. This is why I cannot put Dak Prescott over certain quarterbacks, because I've watched certain quarterbacks with Walmart receivers and depleted defenses win games.
Depleted historically bad defenses.
No, I don't know about depleted.
Historically bad defenses.
Wait a minute. That's historically bad for your team. Hold on. No, Marcus. That's historically bad for your team.
No.
Do you know
historically bad? They're the first team.
That's historically bad for your team.
They're the first team to give up 39 points in 3 straight games.
Okay.
One of the first.
Marcus, can I ask you a question?
You tell me another
question. Hold on. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How many historically bad defenses did Peyton Manning or Aaron Rodgers or Drew Brees have?
They were never historically bad.
Oh, no. I'm talking about almost dead last in the league.
That means.
Marcus,
do you know who's in last place with defense right now, Dre?
Your team.
Okay. Do you know who's first?
Guess what?
So you're first.
The coach is first, and you're last.
First and offense. So you're
right. Hold on. No, Marcus. Your team is last. The Colts are first, right? Can I tell you that I'm still not giving you an excuse? You want to know why I'm not giving you that excuse, sir? Because quarterbacks I've watched have had to be offense and defense for their team majority of their careers, sir.
Who?
Aaron Rodgers is one of them.
Oh my God, dude.
What?
Let me ask you this.
Hold on. Drew Brees. Hold on. Time out. Drew Brees ain't one?
Drew Brees had a good defense when they won the Super Bowl.
Drew Brees had
defense 1 year out of 4. I said majority of their careers, sir. Majority of their careers.
Wait,
Aaron Rodgers does not have.
He had a real good defense when he was in San Diego too.
Are we really bringing? You want to bring up San Diego, sir?
I'm just saying.
I'm talking about
how many years he been in the league? What was it? What? 19.
19
I would
years.
say he had 8 good defensive years. He had 8 top 10 defensive years.
So he's had 11 bad ones out of 19. So that's still majority of his career. Aaron Rodgers has had at least 8 or 9 seasons with bad defense. Matter of fact, Aaron Rodgers ain't really even had a defense since damn the Super Bowl. To be quite honest with you, maybe the 1 year that they went 15-1.
You tell me.
That's about it.
Let me ask you this. You tell me one future Hall of Fame person on defense. Let's just say right now, just speculative. One future Hall of Fame defensive player that Dak Prescott has played with. Do you know what? Do you want to know what Dak Prescott?
Wait a minute. You want an excuse? Wait a minute. That's your excuse, Marcus.
That's not my excuse. Let me finish.
Wait a minute. Hold on. No. Okay, so I changed in there. I'll change the wording. That's your reality, Marcus. That's your reality, Marcus. Marcus, what team do you? Hold on. What team do you give the most shit to in the NFL?
Come on, say it.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Marcus.
Probably the
Go
Bills.
ahead, Marcus.
Probably the Bills.
Name, Marcus. Name one Hall of Famer in the last 10 to 15 years on the.
I can tell you one who's going to be I can tell you one who's on a Hall of Fame trajectory right now.
Who?
Tre'Davious White.
You fucking Mike. I will mute your mother mic if you say Tre'Davious White again. If you say Tre'Davious White, who just came to the Bills 3 seasons ago, I'm gonna mute your damn mic,
What
Marcus.
did I just say?
Trajectory.
I say he's on a Hall of Fame trajectory. I say he's on a Hall of Fame trajectory. Yes.
Okay, so watch this.
Hall of Fame.
So wait a minute, Marcus. You didn't have DeMarcus Ware.
Dak Prescott ain't hit no DeMarcus Ware. Dak Prescott ain't hit no DeMarcus Ware.
Wait a minute though, Dennis. Am I right or am I wrong? Has Marcus Betts not slaughtered the Buffalo Bills for multiple reasons? Here's one: ball security. 2, inaccuracy in decision making. Here's number 3. No, let me finish. No, Marcus.
What the hell are you talking about? 70% completion. 70%.
Wait.
No, Marcus.
Y'all arguing about the wrong stuff here.
No.
I thought you said inaccurate. You're saying
y'all think it's Dak Prescott is the problem.
Oh no, that offense is
that's the problem.
Oh, I do. I think part of it is the offense is not running the play calling the way it should be, so they can win football.
If you look at your chart right here, the first 10 plays, right, are always scripted up by the offensive coordinator, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Go back to your chart. I was so glad that you made this chart because you made my point for me. Whoever the fuck their offensive coordinator is, obviously can't get the shit together for them to have a going down the field first drive for a touchdown going. It look like it ain't working.
That's Kellen Moore.
It's Kellen Moore, the same offensive coordinator.
Okay, now here's my thing on the defensive side. What happened to the black guy that came from Seattle that helped fix that secondary, and then he helped fix y'all's secondary, but then I think y'all fired him. What happened to him?
Richard. Does he even have a job now? I don't even know if he has a job.
I don't know, but y'all need to hire him back.
What's his name?
Whose fault is
it? Chris Richard.
Right. So here's my thing, though. What my point is that Marcus, you have and are dogging teams about what seems like the problems that the Dallas Cowboys is starting to run into now.
It's totally different.
Marcus,
no, it's not
why is it totally different, Marcus? Why is it totally different? Why?
One is 2/3 of your linebacking core is gone. 2/3 of your linebackers.
Oh my, Marcus! Do you not realize? I'm glad Dennis said this earlier. Do you not realize there's teams in the NFL, including the Buffalo Bills, who have not had the talent that Dallas has had on the defensive end? You made multiple moves on the defensive side this year, Marcus. Multiple moves, sir. Not just one. You had 4 or 5.
It's not about the defensive line.
Marcus, the defensive line is ass.
Do you know who's second?
The defensive line is ass.
Do you know who's second in sacks in the league?
Go ahead. The Dallas Cowboys? Somehow?
No. Alden Smith has the second sacks in the league. But their secondary is terrible. Historically bad.
Marcus, I want to ask you this. How much money do y'all got? Do Dallas got?
I think we got. Give y'all a pass because y'all injured. Injuries happen in the league.
Wait a minute, Dre.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Time out. I'm supposed to give you a pass because injuries happen. I'm supposed to give you a pass.
No.
Don't refer to Dennis. This is me and your debate.
You don't think that the New York Giants not having Saquon Barkley makes a fucking difference?
Yo, Saquon, yeah, it makes a little bit of a difference, but here's the problem. I'm not giving you that.
You don't think
Marcus,
that the Eagles not having any of their starting receivers out there is a reason why they might be 1-3? You don't think that that's a reason that all of their
So Marcus, you do realize that you sound quite hypocritical right now, right?
I'm not sounding hypocritical.
Yes, you do, because you always dog the Bills. You've dogged Josh Allen since he's been in the league, sir. You always have talked about Josh Allen being inaccurate. He hasn't had weapons. He had Kelvin Benjamin the first year you dogged him out. 2018. 2019. Oh, he got smoked. He got smoked in Cole Beasley. Had a terrible offensive line. Hold on. Terrible offensive line. Defense finally got it together. You still got dog Josh Allen. Hold on. This year, sir, I was the person who told. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Defense carried his ass.
I'm the one. Defense carried his. Marcus, if you don't
the
cut it out with
defense didn't carry Josh Allen last year. The defense did not carry Josh Allen last year.
You keep saying that, right?
No. Answer the question. I answered all your questions. The defense did not carry Josh Allen's ass last year.
Yes. Can I ask you a question? What carried your ass last year?
You think
if Dak Prescott last year?
You think if Dak
carried your ass last year?
You think if Dak Prescott had the number 2 or number 3 defense in the league, you don't think that he would have? You don't think he would have more success?
Marcus,
I'm asking you a question. You don't think if Dak Prescott had the number 2, you think if Dak Prescott played with the
right now? You should. Wait a minute. Time out. You should right now.
What are you talking about?
You should right now. On paper, Marcus. Yo, see this. I be catching you. I noticed you. We remembered in the beginning of Dennis. If you don't say something about this, Dennis. Wasn't he the same person preaching about how their defense was going to be so good? Mike McCarthy was coming in. Defense was going to be
on the first week of practice, Gerald McCoy
You lost one player, Gerald McCoy, big win. You got Aldon Smith, got Terry Poe. You got DeMarcus Lawrence.
What do we get in the secondary? Who?
That's your fault. You let go of Byron Jones. That's your fault. Whose fault is that? You want me to give you a pass for that, Marcus?
You got a salary
pass.
You got a salary cap. You get a salary cap.
Marcus,
everybody gets the same.
Because we got to go. We running out of time, to be honest with you. But, how come you ain't giving other teams the same? You ain't giving other teams the same benefit, Marcus. You ain't giving them the same benefit, Marcus.
When this show is over, me and you are going to finish this.
I peeped you. Marcus, you're not giving teams
the same. Me and you are going to finish this argument.
Yeah, we can. Shit. We can. I'm sorry. I usually don't cut.
It can be on the Alphabet Show.
Yeah. I come on your show, too. That's no problem. That's no problem.
Let me tell you something. There's always an open
benefits. Yo, he won fringe benefits.
Hey, you know what? I just thought about that. Since it's the Battle of Pennsylvania this weekend, I think I'm gonna show up on the Alphabet Show too.
Yes. There's always an open invitation for you and Dre. There's always an invitation for you and Dre to come on, and we can do it for 2 hours on Friday.
I just want to know why them 1,700 yards ain't equating to wins exactly.
Because the other team is throwing for 3,500 yards. That's why.
Or is it because your team is punt, fumble, punt, safety, punt, interception, punt, fumble, punt? Yo,
300 yards.
All you missing is this. All you missing.
I told you, the immaculate hand clapper. Exactly.